Hi, I'm Alexis Gardner.
And I'm Randisha Calloway.
And this is a public service announcement. This is a message to the Black community about how we were powerful in the past and what we are going to do to create a powerful future. So first, Black power pre-colonization. Before Europeans came to the richest and most fruitful continent on the face of this planet, we were kings, queens, doctors, scientists, architects, the evidence of which still stands tall today with the pyramids all over Africa. Not only that, the people coined with being the fathers of Western thought, Greek philosophers, Thales, Socrates, Hypatia, they were actually educated and taught by Black priests in Egypt.
Let's talk about the effects of colonization. Let's talk about the fact that we were purposely stripped of our identity. We were stripped away from our people, our culture. Even today, we're not taught African languages, arts, history, religions. We're not told about the kings and queens of our great continent, nothing. An example of how we were intentionally and strategically demolished is the Willie Lynch letters. Willie Lynch was a slave owner in the West Indies who brought his expertise in how to break the African person to America. He talks about destroying the black male image, leaving the black woman in a frozen psychological and mental state, and also controlling the way that black women will raise their kids in their own favor.
But being powerful Black beings that we were, we overcame that. We do what powerful people do, and that is triumph over all trials and tribulations. We were organized and unified and established the Underground Railroad led by Harriet Tubman and the abolitionist movement led by Frederick Douglass, because that's what powerful Black beings do. They overcome obstacles.
We overcame the obstacle of slavery, but then came the obstacle of segregation and discrimination. We were further destroyed in the civil rights era with racist laws like Jim Crow laws. Also, the burning of our self-established institutions for our advancement. Also, being denied jobs and fair education due to our skin color.
But with powerful beings, we once again triumphed over our oppressors. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Stokely Carmichael, Huey P. Newton, Angela Davis, Marcus Garvey, all these people helped in unifying the Black community and leading us towards greatness. And if that's not enough for you, if these examples don't spell it out that Black equals power, we can look to all the inventors and their invention. Dr. Patricia Bath. We always see these laser eye surgery commercials. Yeah, laser eye surgery, allowing blind people all over the world to see, was invented by a Black woman, Dr. Patricia Bath. Dr. Daniel Hale, the first person to ever successfully perform open heart surgery, was a Black man. Madam C.J. Walker, the first African American millionaire, established a hair care product line and opened factories all over the country, employing thousands of Blacks. And not to mention all the other Black people who were not credited for their inventions and whose masters got the credit. For instance, Louis Latimer and his light bulb. He worked for Thomas Edison, who ended up getting the credit.
Since the civil rights movement and the awareness it raised internationally, we've lost our sense of pride and unity. Seems we've become complacent in our roles as second-class citizens in the Western world.
We can see this through statistics, and we're falling short in almost every aspect. So let's look at some numbers, shall we? Out of the whole American population, 13% is Black. That means out of 100 Americans, 13 of them will be Black. 31% of these Black people will go on to high school. That's not even 4 people out of that 13. 10% of them will go on to graduate college. That's not even 2 people. That's 1.3 people. 34% will go on to prison. That's 1 in every 3 Black men, and that's more people than go on to college or high school. If these statistics aren't alarming enough for you, we can look at the homicide statistics. Black people are 6 times more likely to be killed than white people. Out of all these Black homicide victims, 94% of them are killed by other Black people. So not only are we failing in education and going to prison, we're actually killing our beautiful Black brothers and sisters. These are all statistics from the 2010 census. These numbers are real. I shit you not. Look them up. And while we're at it, let's look at some statistics from the Center for Disease Prevention and Control. In a 5-year span from 2006 to 2011, 45% of children born to Black mothers were either unwanted, unplanned, or untimed pregnancies. In 2009, 44% of all new HIV cases were that of African Americans. And African American women are the demographic most likely to get HIV. What is going on here? People of power plan their pregnancies. People of power don't contract STDs at a skyrocketing rate. People of power don't kill each other or go to jail.
Although we fall short in these aspects of society, the blacks that do overcome adversity and accomplish things do so in utter excellence. President Barack Obama, our Olympians who returned home with medals from London, the many business elite, doctors, lawyers, scholars, even entertainers are perfect examples of this. Sadly, these people are the exceptions and we need to make them the rule.
So, how do we transform our present for a more powerful future? I tell you how we do it. That's by bringing back something that's been missing since the civil rights era, and that is unity. Now that we know that's what we need, how do we get unity? I tell you how we get it. We get it by loving ourselves and loving each other. People who love themselves don't kill each other. People who love themselves want their fellow brothers and sisters to excel. There's nobody as hard on their own race as black people. We need to stop pushing each other down and lifting each other up.
One way to encourage this self-love and unity is to know, love, and accept the fact that African beauty is unique. It's through nature, it's genius genetics. Wide hips, high cheekbones, naturally curly or coiled hair, voluptuous backsides, full lips, pigmented skin are all examples of these genetics. People all over the Western world try their hardest and pay lots of money to try and imitate this beauty, while we won't even embrace it. Black is beautiful.
So, now that we love each other and love ourselves, we can turn around these statistics. What we need to do is put down these self-sabotaging tools that were implanted in our community by the man. And you know what I'm talking about here? I'm talking about guns and drugs that are all too prevalent in the black community. These things were not natural to us. They were implanted in our community intentionally so that we can use them to wipe each other out. But we don't need them. We can put those down. If we don't want to be the least educated ethnicity, then we need to start getting educated, taking our studies seriously. If we don't want to be the highest rate of prisoners, then we need to stop committing crimes. If we don't want to be at a rate 6 times more likely to be murdered, then we need to stop killing each other. If we don't want to have children that we're not ready for or don't want, then we need to start wrapping it up.
Also, expose your youth to African culture and its superiority and great influence in the world. That way they can feel good about being who they are.
And finally, we pose some questions. How did this video make you feel?
Are you doing everything that you can do to be the best person that you can be?
Are you contributing to a positive black community?
Do you think that we need improvement in our community? Is it even attainable?
What goals can we set for ourselves in the future in order to show the world what black power truly is?
Also, what other topics can we start discussing these days to improve our community?
And finally, please get the word out. Reply to this video. Agree, disagree. Just talk about it. Repost it as your Facebook status. Post it on your friends' walls. Show your teachers. Have them show it in class. Tweet it, blog it. Just get the word out, please. Peace and love. Black power.